Movie review. What's up, y'all? My name is Max.
My name's Annie.
And we just saw Mario.
Yay!
Super Mario, bro. Anyways, we just saw Mario and it was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty good. What'd you think?
Yeah, I liked it too.
I was pretty hyped. Saw that first trailer and I thought shit was gonna be a banger. Happy they didn't go the Sonic route and try to make him look realistic in the real world, because I hate when movies do that, bro. They always do it for video games too. They always try to bring it to the real world, but I like how they kept it animated, and I was hyped for the movie. Alright, thoughts going into the movie. It was a kids movie, so you know you can't really rate them the same. I don't really rate kids movies the same as I rate like adult movies, so to speak, how you say it, you know. But to be honest, there's not a lot of kids movies I'm hyped for. Like, I was hyped for Sonic, and ever since Sonic, I wasn't really hyped for anything until this one.
Yeah.
And I used to be a Mario fan growing up, but there just wasn't a lot of Mario story material like there was Sonic.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to be, for me at least, the reason I like Sonic more is because there wasn't a lot of like lore to Mario when you play the games. Like, you play the games, there's not a lot of story going on because he barely speaks.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I always like Sonic more, but I felt like this movie was finally gonna give Mario like a story that kids could keep up with, and I wish I had that shit when I was like 12, because I used to play Mario on the Wii all the time. What'd you think?
Yeah. Plus, the other, when Mario did have a story, like the live action one and whatever the past ones were,
the old movies,
like they just haven't really done well, or maybe not really as good. My eye is burning, just hold on. Yeah, so it's good that they gave it an actual story. I don't know if they went exactly how those shows went, because I've never watched it.
No.
But, I mean, everything seemed pretty logical.
So, pros and cons of the movie. I'm gonna say my pros was, like I said, I'm happy they finally gave Mario like a story kids could keep up with. If they had this shit like 10 years ago, I'd probably be a bigger Mario fan today. They did really good on the references in the movie. Like, every other second of the movie, it was just like, the way I could like say it is just like, it was a straight up Mario movie. Like, it was very Mario-ish. They didn't add a bunch of shit that wasn't Mario like they did with the Sonic movie. They added the humans and all that shit, but I feel like this movie did a good job at adding, like, if you're a Mario fan and you played the games, there's references like every 5 seconds so you keep up with.
There was humans in Sonic universe.
Yeah, but I mean like the live action humans, the characters that didn't exist. I felt like every character in this movie, except like maybe Mario's family, but I even feel like that was a good touch on the movie, adding some like background to him.
Yeah, it wouldn't really make sense if like they didn't add that. Only that they're Italian, and I think that's a big part of it. My pros for the movie. My pros is it was super cute. I like how everything was animated. I like how the Shy Guys looked. Those are my favorite ones. They look really cute.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
Like it was good. It was nice to look at. All the scenes looked nice. What's another pro? I liked how they did the music, because they didn't just copy and paste like the like just on Mario music. They like had it, but they kind of like added to it, like made it fit the scene, you know, like when they were down in the pipes, it go like dee 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 dee, but it wasn't like, it was a little more slowed down. Yeah,
I feel like also they did a good job in like a lot of people were shitting on Chris Pratt, but he did a pretty good job like with his voice. I actually thought he was gonna be pretty bad, but I like how in the intro they had him with a more Italian voice to show that he could have done it like that, but it didn't really make sense for the movie. It would have been too much the whole movie. They even had the original actor in the scene, which was cool. But Chris Pratt, he was good. Bowser, I wasn't like the craziest about, but he did okay. And Luigi, I felt like he had the best voice out of all of them. His fit like the best. Toad was whatever. And bringing us into the cons of the movie, some of the voices were fucking trash, bro.
Hated it.
Some of them were just not it at all.
Mostly Seth Rogen's. I hated that voice. It was I don't know why Seth Rogen does voice acting. Like, besides, but no, because
he's good sometimes.
He doesn't make a voice. It's like, look, when you're doing a remake of something, make it like accurate to it. Like Wreck-It Ralph, it wasn't really that deep because like
Wreck-It Ralph doesn't have a voice.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Wreck-It Ralph wasn't that deep because he didn't have a voice, or like not. It wasn't as popular as fucking Mario. But like if you're playing a famous character that sounds a specific way, like a fucking monkey, make him sound like a monkey.
Yeah, I felt like my show with Donkey Kong was just that, you know, he's a gorilla. Like, you should make him sound like monkey-ish or whatever. But he just sounded like another white guy added into the movie. To the point where I feel like it kind of ruined Donkey Kong's character. Because I would have liked Donkey Kong if he was more animalistic. But he was just like another white guy added to the movie, basically. Because he just sounded like a normal white dude. He didn't sound anything like a Donkey Kong would. Like,
yeah, I feel like a lot of the voice acting, it kind of like it kind of like makes it not the character, you know?
Yeah, like Peach. Like hers Peach, is just white girl.
I liked how Peach had like a very high pitched voice. She should have had a high pitched voice in the movie. Or my idea was like she would have a high pitched voice when she was the princess, but then when she's talking to Mario, she talks normal, like, or something like that. Played around with it. But I just felt like it was so lazy. Chris Pratt was okay. They could have literally, it was like, it's just okay.
I like Chris Pratt. It wasn't
Chris Pratt
bad.
was okay. Bowser was fine. Todd, Keegan-Michael Key, like, I like the actor. This has nothing to do with the actor, but it's more of like
casting.
It doesn't fit the character. You could have gotten someone who literally has a high-pitched voice. Because
they just pitched his voice up. And and then they barely used him.
Yeah.
And that brings me into my next con of the movie, too. Where it's just fucking... I feel like sometimes, at some points, they added a little too much stuff. Like, I feel like they could have left Donkey Kong out regardless of how I think about his voice, they could have left him out the movie entirely. I felt like it didn't add too much to the plot. And due to the fact that this is like a new universe, like of lore or whatever, I feel like they were trying to establish Mario's relationship with Luigi, and then they were trying to establish Mario's relationship with Toad, and then Mario's relationship with Peach, and then we barely got Mario and Bowser like at all. They barely had any lines like together in the movie, but it was because they had Donkey Kong in there for a big part of the movie, and I felt like that could have been saved for his own Donkey Kong movie or just like a sequel, because I wanted to see more of like Mario and Bowser. But they were just adding so much like, oh, he's meeting him and then he's meeting him, that every like relationship in the movie just felt like kind of half-baked because we didn't see that character enough together. Same with like Luigi and Mario. They didn't have that much screen time together. Peach and Mario had like a good amount, but like not too many lines where it was like, oh, all right, I see them getting closer. And like I said, Mario and Bowser, they only had that fight at the end.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong could have been scrapped from the whole movie because I felt like it would have been better if he was like the villain of like a sequel and then they became friends, or if he just had his own spin-off movie. But just having him in there, it was just kind of like a waste of time, to be honest.
Yeah, I could have done without. And like without it, he could have had more interactions with the other characters.
Yeah, I mean, I like seeing Diddy Kong and like the whole Donkey Kong shit. I think like they did that well, but I would have rather had that time he spent with Donkey Kong spent towards him and another one of the main characters like Luigi or Peach or whatever. But aside from like the voices and like that, there wasn't a lot to dislike about the movie. Like I said, if you like Mario, you're gonna like the movie. Like, aside from the voices and aside from how you felt like it was story wise, like if you're an adult and you play Mario, you're gonna like it. And if you're a kid, even if you haven't played Mario, you're probably gonna want to play Mario after this shit. But overall, I give the movie, like, for a kids movie, I give it like an 8. It was a good kids movie. I've seen some pretty shit kids movies the last few years.
Yeah.
What was the last kid one we saw? Like Lightyear? I felt like this is way better than that.
What was Lightyear? Oh, yeah.
And then what we saw, Sonic 2. I like this more than Sonic 2 because Sonic had too much humans in it.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a good movie. What would you give it on a score?
Man, I don't know. 7 something?
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie.
Yeah, good movie. If you like Mario, go see it. Definitely worth checking out. If you got a kid, like we always say, bro,
keep them out the theaters.
No. If your kid can speak and is not a 6-month-old that's gonna cry the entire movie, you should take them to the movie. If your kid is less than 1 year old and cannot speak, I wouldn't bring him to the movie. Just watch it at home, bro, because you're gonna ruin it for everyone else. But definitely worth checking out. That's Mario review. I think this is episode 14 or 15 or some shit. Anyways,
let's go.
I want to fuck Yoshi.
No.
Wake up out the dust, time to get this money. So many pitfalls in my life, that shit ain't even funny. Them rainy nights had them days looking mad sunny. My clothes nice, remember when them shits was mad.